This is your daily market recap for Monday, November 14th, 2022. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Monday, November 14th, 2022. Hopefully you're doing well. Another excellent day in the market. Trading as usual, going pretty well. Traders market, traders trade. Got some things going up, some things pulling back. It's just been one of those days. A lot of folks are really trying to short, and I'm just warning you, the first touch of 400 on SPY is probably not the best short. We'll see if that plays out, but my guess is at this point the best advertisement for higher prices is going to be higher prices. It is OPEX. If you are not used to OPEX and choppiness and trading around positions, I don't know what to tell you. This market is not going to be friendly to you if you're not familiar. Again, check out the Back to Basics OPEX week video. I think it'll be very helpful. At that point, let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I promise you'll get alerts of the live updates, which are always fun. Also, follow on Twitter. If you have questions, I'm usually answering stuff on DMs. And also, if you want to join the Discord room, shut that down, added a few people. Happy to help people that are trying to learn. This is the thing. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. If you're willing to work hard, I'm willing to feed you answers that I think are the best for what's going on. And as we talk about what is going on, well, remember, the market. A lot of people are really trying to short the highs. The put-call ratios, everything is a pretty bullish favor near term. Remember, VIX rollover on contracts on Wednesday. Look at the Stock Traders Almanac. Said this 1,000 times. If October is not a crash, then don't be surprised when November is friendly to stocks. Now, longer term, I'm a bear. Near term, I've been a bull, and I continue to be a bull, and I feel like I'm the only one bulling, which is even better. I feel like there's still people in the Discord room who are looking to short every single pop. Trust me, you need that feeling of capitulation. People just giving up, like shorting, just done. Can't do it. It just hurts every time. We're getting close. So let's get into it. Again, I appreciate everybody, all the love, the support, the generosity. Hopefully the cat will survive. If you know this joke, if you're listening. Had a little bet today on the Gato. Not doing so well. Not doing so well on that bet. Gato frio. Gato muerto. Not really, but jokes aside, Bitcoin dead. I don't know. It's back testing the trend line, holding the range lows. This is such a hard trade. I don't even know why anyone would want to trade this stuff other than playing the ranges. I don't know long term. I don't know short term. And when I don't know, I just leave it alone. A lot of people feel like they have to trade things. And I'm telling you right now, pivoting. If something's not working, you just move on. It's not like you have to marry any particular stock. We're trading and then doing this review during live hours just to get ahead. I just don't think there's much else to talk about near term. Or it's like I said, the close isn't going to be anything dramatic in my opinion. Oil. Wow. Double top at resistance. Coming back to support. 85, 86. I like it. Have a stop. Oil seems safe to me. OPEC cuts supply. We got to refill the SPR. I mean, there is no time like the present for oil to at some point catch a big bounce here. We said the Feds. The best way to get the Feds stuck is what? Seeing oil, gas, commodities rise. I think you're going to get that at some point because this market doesn't trust tech. It isn't. It's a bull market in commodities that's coming. You can't control supply with Fed rate hikes. I'm sorry. Just is what it is. Not trying to be political, but one party that is controlling the Senate and the presidency is probably not going to be good for oil prices going down. Call it what it is. It's the Monday. Now that the Senate looks like it's going to be blue, I am curious to see if this day ends up being just a retest of the inflection point. Looked like a little left-right combo, burnt right back. How many times have I said retests, retests, retests? They happen. They happen. It's confirmed. Nat gas, again, this port issue about gas supplies building up. This doji indecision with huge numbers. Now you're making a higher low. I personally bought some nat gas and some oil today. A lot of y'all know that. At the lows, more nat gas, oil, not so much, but layering in. I tell people, like, I say, hey, you should probably look at some oil, and someone just goes nuts and buys all of it at once just because it's on a dip. And you can't do that. In a trader's market, you got to manage your positions. You got to trade around it. And I don't know what to tell folks. Eventually, they will learn that lesson. It's a trader's market. At some point, buy and hold might be the play, but not now. I mean, it just isn't at this point. And certain names, maybe just trade around the core. When I say buy and hold, though, you can play that with the core. We talk about that. If you have a core position, say you got 1,000 shares and 300 is your core position, you leverage around it, you're going to do well. The dollar, we talked about, like, hey, this issue up here, I was like, need more information. Gap. Now that you took out what I thought would be support 29s, I'm thinking you probably go back to the 28 area. It's that simple. And if the dollar drops, is our commodities not going to rip? Is the market not going to get a little excited about that near term? Because it has been an absolute, I would try to describe it as, just governor on the upside potential of the market, right? Like governor also too driving, limiting the potential upside for the market and limiting the world. If people are dumping into dollars, something scary going elsewhere when they get that vertical move in the dollar. TLT, we talked about this nice gap up last week. The CPI data. We talked about making a higher lower retesting. Not bad. Now you gap up. This one's a toughie. We talked about the repeating setup. I don't know if I want to be early on this. If you want to start layering into TLT for a market smash, I get it. I'd probably look for the 20-day minimum to even start sniffing. Just sniffing a little bit. All right. VIX. Who told you when the VIX didn't confirm the breakdown of the market that we could probably come back into the 23s, maybe fill the gap? This guy and his cat. No, I'm just kidding. Like, seriously. Chopping here, you might get a pop with the rollover in the contract. They'd sell it, and then they'll buy it back. Typically midweek. That's why it's ChopX, OpX. Welcome to the game. SPY. Up and down we go. All right, this is not bearish. Holding above this 390s area, to me, just looks like consolidation. And maybe you don't get the rally till later. I don't know. Maybe it just chops around. Remember, this is where it gets very difficult. I talked about this in my recap or the live chat. Seasonality wise, if we stay and hold up, then you might actually hold up through Thanksgiving, because if you've ever watched CNBC over the holidays, and the holidays are typically bullish the market, because why? Everybody's getting excited. There's always like this shopping, this fervor for, hey, people are spending money. The economy might not be that bad. I mean, the CNBC is going to have so much to talk about to fill the airspace with Thanksgiving shopping. And so that will seem potentially bullish. So this is the first touch of 400 today. It probably creates like this chop candle, and then people are going to be like, oh, it's game over. I highly doubt it. Remember, the best advertisement for higher prices is higher prices. And day one, I highly doubt it's done. The Qs, now you're back. You're over the 280s. Talked about this. Low 280s, making higher highs. Little interesting back test of the channel. I mean, could the Qs be stuck here? I mean, they are the laggard, but we have come out of the channel before. So my guess, and I've said this, I thought 290s. I thought 290s would seem logical. Maybe 295. I'm going to start updating my notes. I forgot that because I'm sending out my e-signal charts to folks, and I'm just like pretty lazy with updating them. But I could see mid 290s. Let's just put that in there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. IWM. leads the market. Remember, didn't confirm the lows from the summer, June lows, up at the 200-day. Now, this would be something you need to look for if you think the market is going to roll over. What is that? It probably is the IWM getting tired. If the market makes new highs and the IWM doesn't confirm it, put that in your notes, right? Like put it in my notes right now. Watch the 190s. Watch the 190s and lagging. Keep it simple. Gold, you're welcome. You're welcome. We said probably 164, 165. Here you go. We're into it. Sell the more you're up. How much higher? I guess it really depends on the dollar. You got a little bit of downside. Maybe it's the 200-day. The more you're up, the less you own. I mean, this is awesome without pullbacks. And this is where you're like taking some profits. If it does pull back, you can add it. Or if not and it runs higher, great. But now you're putting chips in your pocket. You know, it's like winning in blackjack continuously and just like, all right, well, I got to probably pare down risk because at some point it might pull back. Just is what it is. Near term, you're probably getting into the upper range bound. We talked about 164, 165s. Silver, hey-oh, silver, over the 200-day. Coming into the next zone of resistance, weekly support zone in mid-20s. Could we go higher? All depends on the dollar. Near term. And if the market holds up, remember, gold, metal, and the miners, they're not going to absolutely implode if the market is just kindly holding up, gently holding. Do you know what this means, gently? GDXJ coming into resistance, 35s, you're welcome. Talked about this potentially. Said once we got over 32s, there it is. Oop, there it is. Scoop, there it is. Remember that new commercial? So here you go. At this point, do you want to chase? No. Do you want to add dips? I don't know. There's probably better trades. That's all I would say. I just keep an eye on it. I don't know if I would short this stuff, but here again, when you look for evidence of like weakness, market getting tired, these names probably should get tired. GDX up into the 28s, gonna be a problem. Gonna be a problem around 28.80. We'll see. If it's not, then that's strong. That is strong. So, hold on one second. So, anyway, someone's asking about the workspace. Sorry to get distracted. If you're not using eSignal, you cannot use my workspace. It doesn't transfer over. It's a eSignal product. AG holding the 200-day. We said mid-10s, totally possible. I guess that's lower 10s. The lower third quatrain, lower quatrain. I don't know. AEM. Interesting. They've got that Yamana gold deal. I think it's a terrible deal, but no one cares what I think. 200-day. Been resistance. Gonna be resistance. I don't know. Again, if you've had these names, the more you're up, the less you own. They're great trades in the sense of you're making money. Newmont, doggy, poo-poo. I don't like the stock at the 100-day. I'm not saying it can't go higher. It's just, it looks worse. I know it's coming off a nice base, a base in capitulation, but I just don't want mega caps. I just don't want them. Don't want them. Don't need them. Go CF. You go, girl. PAAS. We talked about it. They're involved in this Yamana gold. I mean, there's a ton of volume. I just don't know the dilution. There's better. I mean, again, you could trade a million things. They're just better. AMD gets the double upgrade today at the channel high, at the next volume at price high. Is the SMH ready to roll over? Good. Everyone wants to short it. AMD coming into earnings on Wednesday. Wouldn't be surprised if somehow the stock, again, they'll probably miss and guide down or something. Who knows? But the stock is gone from 350, cutting 2/3. It probably could, if I'm the market makers, listen to me here again, because this is going to relate to the SMH. If I'm the market makers, the best advertisement for unloading into retail would be to get NVIDIA popping. Make sense? Oh, NVIDIA is good. Buy SMH. You can buy any of these. Buy all of them. That's what they're going to try to convince folks to do. I promise you. SMH probably getting up into the 200-day. Maybe 231. Get into the fibs. Get into the fibs. Get into the fibs. Why is this? That is not the fib that we wanted. Hold on, Brent. There you go. It is the 50% fib. It's like, I think there's a fib up in that. There's be a fib up in there. Yep. There you go. I promise y'all, even if you're a little late, nobody listens to this, but the first dip will get bought. The first dip will get bought. We talked about even off of these lows, you got bought. Off of these lows, you got bought. I mean, you'll get some. Because remember, it's hard to flip the mantra of the masses very quickly, right? Like they're going to buy every dip at a certain point. Just like coming off the lows, like that first drop gets bought, right? Like there's going to be collateral damage to the market makers marking up prices because they will get people to try to do what? Buy the dip, right? Adobe, we talked about this. Congratulations if you let the base play out. Now it broke over. I mean, probably fills the gap. I don't know, 100-day. I mean, you got a lot of sneakiness in here. Just keep that in mind. Let me update the fibs. A lot of people love when I'm drawing them because they can just copy them. Somewhere around there. Yeah, look at that, 50% fib. Apple, saved myself a lot of time, heartache, pain by not buying this after earnings on the first dip, and it just, well, here you go. Wide and loose. Remember all these tech names. I mean, them maybe not so much some of the other ones, but they just look really choppy and sloppy, and they're just hard. Amazon. Talked about maybe the 100 area, got there on Friday. Near term, I mean, they might want to float this trash up. That's what we talked about. The trash floats last. Trash floats last. CRM. Trash floats last. Just really choppy patterns. You know? Do you break out of bases? Do you consolidate enough? I don't know. 300 to $1.50s, $1.40s. That's 311 technically to 137 or something. That's a big move. I don't know if I want to short or long these names. They just don't feel right. But if the trash is floating, don't be surprised. Don't go in there shorting them just yet. I get it. I get the itch. There's an itch that needs to be scratched. Don't do it early. And if you do, go small. Give yourself plenty of time. Another crap name. I mean, but this gap with the CPI, I don't know. I mean, it can get really choppy, sloppy. I don't want to even play in this. Meta, we talked about. The market makers need liquidity to cover their shorts. Well, what did they use? The headline of firing people. And look what they've done. They've marked it up. Near term, 20-day, maybe this old channel. These names are just crap. But they're floating. Turds float. Keep that in mind. Sometimes the turds float. This one's another one. Microsoft, I don't know. Makes new lows coming off the highs. I mean, is it choppiness? NDAQ, way too early. Short. Getting tired up here. This is good. Need this. Added a little more short today. I think I added 3 puts. Yeah, I did. 3 puts. Got a total of 10 and 500 shares. Not the end of the world sizing, but it's going to be hopefully a banger at some point. Right? Why? NDAQ. We talk about Coinbase. The Coinbase of the NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ being index, composite, whatever. All of those stocks, when they die, that lonely, boring death, the volume goes bye-bye. So will this stock, in the sense it'll get beaten. Remember, it got murdered in 2000s. MicroStrategy, don't know. I just don't know. Netflix, you're welcome. You know, the only tech stock I was like, this is the only one I actually care to believe that it's going to go higher. We talked about, bought a little post earnings, let it rode, sold it up near the highs, near 300, pulled back down to the 250s, and the more it rose, we started selling. Here you go. Hits the 300 and whatever, 308 high. What was it? Netflix's exact high. 311. Oh. Again, I took off some today at 300. I let the rest ride because I think we could fill the gap. And if we don't, we'll see. I mean, you have to think about this from the perspective like, oh, everyone thinks every move is going to be like a monster straight line move, which I get it. That's what you're hoping for. But when you get a couple days like this in a row, again, you got to get nervous. And ultimately, if you want to trade it, that's where I think the benefit is in the trading of it. But if it rips higher, that's part of the game too. You're going to catch some of those. You're just going to catch some of them. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people, nobody took Netflix serious. I told you that one was an easy one. Roblox, man, channel low, should pop. Tesla, I don't know why anyone would trade this thing unless they just like headaches. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's not going to pull a Netflix. It just made new lows. I know there's some decent volume down here. It just seems like a difficult trade, which call us the lazy trading agent. I don't know. I don't want to overthink stuff. Letter X, congratulations. Talked about it. Could get back up into the 200-day. Longer term, this is a big basing pattern. We'll see what happens. We will see. I like it, though. New core acting better. Acting better, we not agree. Here you go. Back up near the range highs. See what happens if it gets over the 140s. VALE talked about them having a lot of geopolitical risk with the dollar's down. Look at that. Not surprised it bounced. Arrow. This name got up to the top of the range. Backed off. We'll see. I mean, copper... it's commodity. CCJ. Some names are better than others. Hopefully your people paying attention. Choppy, sloppy. Talked about buying it here. Seems to be stuck. I think I would pivot away from that one. CF, the trading stock of the month, maybe of the last 2 months. Talked about buying the 50-day, maybe even the 20-day. Still got rewarded. Remember we talked about all dips typically get rewarded. Well, here you go. If you bought at the open today, solid 6 puntos. See what happens here when it gets into the 108s. What was the high day? 108.35. So you got just below that. It's ex-div today. I think the payment date's next week, if I remember right. Doesn't look bad. Keep in mind, lower left, upper right. The stock has been absolutely on fire, even though the market has gone down the toilet, essentially. Holding up okay. I like this because it feels like it could break out. This consolidation could lead to a big move. And big move, I don't know, 20%? Don't know. We'll see what happens. Mosaic, we're all through the earnings. Pulling back today, or pulling back at the open near the low, closing back. These are tough. I like these names. Mosaic, I just don't think it's the leader. Everyone's asking, what happened to the cat? NTR talked about buying dips. Well, watched the back test of the trend line today. I was like, take a little stab at that. Trading around the core. Talked about if you sold some on Friday. I don't know how to explain this to folks other than you got to trade. AA looking real good. If you traded up at 50 and you bought some back, remember, during the day it got back down to 45. Today, open at 46. If you wanted to buy some dip, looks good. Ain't nobody complaining about that. XBI. Talked about this, pivoted, moved on. It did not even get back down to the lows. This was hard. Now it's making slightly higher highs. Leave it alone or trade it accordingly. I don't know. I moved on. XLF, everybody's ready to jump on the short of financials. All right, we'll see. Low volume today. I think you have a broadening pattern. Higher highs, lower lows. That would be the ultimate trap. Get over the 0.618. Get over the 0.618. Get up here in the low mid 36s, then go down if it's going to go down. Morgan Stanley, back up into the upside target zone. Just keep in mind, coming off of higher lows, probably should get higher highs. I would keep that in mind. Jamie Dimon and the JP Morgan banksters doing really well. Upgraded SPY target of 4,500 by year end or something. Pretty aggressive. That's probably a buddy pass. I don't trust that for a minute. Neither should you. But does it mean the market can't use that headline in the next week or so to continue to float higher? First Solar, waiting for it. Just in this choppy action. I really want to see the 164s. Y'all know why on the monthly. Sedge, again, why he doesn't short this stuff. It's rallying up. Raleigh, North Carolina, rallying. be safe. I don't recommend shorting any of this stuff. ENPH getting added to S&P mid cap, small cap, large. I can't remember. Adding to some index. Qs maybe. I don't freaking know. That's going to be bringing in buyers. I wouldn't short it. I would not short it. I think you're going to get higher highs at some point or test of the range highs. TAN, I know everybody's ready to short. Everybody ready to short. I'm like, I would not short solar yet. Now the Democrats potentially winning the Senate, which it looks like it's certain. I don't know if these tax credits going to get removed. We'll see. Near term, it's all just perception. I wouldn't be early. It just doesn't seem to be the right trade. USO, looks like it ain't closing with a 73 handle. People are asking in the Discord room. It's nice knowing you. We'll see what happens. I mean, trading's hard. This is difficult. Watch this area down here. I mean, I'd love to say that the bottom is in, but we don't know. Yep, you're only as good as your last trade, Cat. Reading Drew's comments. You don't just... Remember, the market can't steal your cat. You have to donate it. Keep that in mind. No, it was funny making a little bet here. So at this point, if you're trading around your position, you're buying dips, you don't feel that bad. We talked about buying UNG dips today around 1920. Hello, got to 1904. There's a lot of volume down here. And you could see it on the gas futures. Something is going on. Ain't something wrong with what's going on? I don't know. I mean, again, it's OPEX. It's going to be choppy, sloppy. People get real excited. XOP, same thing. Talked about, hey, maybe you get up here and you just chop. This action to me, near term, I don't know. You talk about trading around your position. If you saw this thing up this morning and you said, all right, I'll take a little off. I mean, if you rode this from 149 up to 160, you took the gusher from, I don't know, what was it at, 176 up to 208? Yeah, I mean, that's a good trade. X on mobile, holding up. Doesn't look that bad. There's the monthly trend line. God, nothing really to say. PXD started putting this one back in my basket to add. Over the 20-day, I like this stock. Making higher lows, higher highs. Could come right back up to the 280s, maybe even the trend zone. Not that bad. Started a little layer in today. How many options and how much stock you got? Not a ton. Again, a starter slice with two pieces. Watching it. Just watching it. What else we got? Oxy. Here you go. Got to hold up in the zone. Nothing going to be wrong with it if it does. I try people like, oil service is dead. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. Keep an eye on it. What else? Who do we want to talk to? EQT, I guess. Sure. This one's just, this one's tough. They couldn't even trade the market they're in. They just flopped all their derivatives and murdered themselves. I'm going to end it on that. I don't think there's too much to talk about at this point. Just keep in mind, the best advertisement for higher prices is higher prices. Seeing the market close on the lows, I don't know about you, but it's just the Monday of ChopX. I think I will probably be looking for dips to buy in the markets. Wow, even Netflix coming back. Okay. All right. This is the kind of stuff you should be anticipating. Chop. I was telling people this earlier. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, someone's asking, is today the top? No, it's not top. It's the Monday of OPEX. If you've listened this far, you know that. It's the odds of it being, and again, there's nothing for certain, but the odds of this being the top today, no. It's little. Minuscule. I'll talk to you guys later. I appreciate the love, support, and the donations. Very appreciate it. If you want a copy of the eSignal workspace, email me. We'll talk later.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.